let's talk about boxy bottoms. So there are so many projects where you're going to do a boxy bottom. Maybe it is for a little zipper pouch like this. This line is the boxy bottom, so it's nice and flat on the bottom. Or a cute little boxy bottom tote, or a wine bag, because I don't love sewing circles, so I do squares whenever possible. And they're also used a lot on tote bags. So in this video, I'm going to show you 2 ways to sew box bottoms and give you the pluses and minuses to each. I've decided for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to do each type of corner on one bag. So we're going to do method 1 over here, method 2 over here, and then you'll see that when we turn it right side out, you cannot tell the difference. So I just have 2 pieces of fabric cut to the same size, and it is directional. So I need to make sure that when I do what I'm about to do, I do it at the bottom of the fabric. Won't make any difference if you're using solid or a non-directional print, but when you're doing directional for the cutout method, you have to make sure it's at the bottom. Otherwise, you're going to have your box bottoms on top and everything's going to be upside down and you're going to be sad. So we're going to take this and put these right sides together. Now, for this side, we're going to just sew, and then we're going to sew across the triangle. So there's nothing to be done until we have sewn that together. So that's like the first method. The second method, we're going to be doing our work in advance, meaning now. So the trick to boxed bottoms is whatever size square you cut out, isn't this cute? You can use any kind of ruler, but this is a little 1.5 inch Creative Grids square. Whatever size you cut out, so this is 1.5 inch square, your boxed bottom will be double that size. So if I cut out a 1.5 inch square, the bottom of this is going to be 3 inches. So it will end up 3 inches. So just double, that's all you need to remember. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're going to just draw a line. You can use a pencil, heat erasable pen, whatever you want. I'm gonna draw that line, and then I just use scissors to carefully cut that out. I don't trust myself, especially for something this small, to be using a rotary cutter and have it actually stop at that point. So it's one of those times where I use fabric scissors. So method 1, we're not doing anything now. Method 2, we cut out the square. Now we're going to go to the sewing machine. We're going to sew straight down this side to the top of the box, and then straight across here to this side of the box. Let's get that done, and then we will move on with our 2 box bottom method test. Now I grabbed a scrap of fabric. This is actually the cutout of a different box bottom project that I did, and I'm going to use it as both a leader and an ender fabric. Basically, that just means it's going to lead the sewing charge and it's going to end, which will prevent any knots from ending up on our fabric in our actual project. I just kind of start a few stitches from the end and do it wherever. This is going to be trash eventually. Then I'm going to line up my project 1/4 inch from the edge. This is a 1/4 inch foot. So when I'm parallel to that foot, I'm 1/4 inch from the edge. I'm going to get on there. And then the main thing to remember is even though you started back here, you do need to knot when you're on your project. So don't forget that step. And we're just going to sew down this edge. Now we're stopping at the top of the notch that we cut out. And then I'm going to cut that leader fabric off, and now we're going to turn it into an ender. It saves like at least that much thread every time and just a little bit of time. So then I'm going to sew off of my project onto this, and I usually do it onto a corner because it's just going to be fewer stitches. Then I'm going to lift my foot so I can turn it and get access to cut that off. Then I'll just straighten that out, and now we're going to do across the bottom. So I'm going to put my foot down. So that scrap of fabric was both a leader and an ender. All right, I got overzealous with my leaders and enders. I don't actually need it. I can just turn the corner here. A little trick about getting a nice sharp corner is if you stop 1 stitch short of the 1/4 inch line, lift your foot, turn it a 45-degree angle, take 1 stitch forward. Whoops. or 2, apparently. And then you're going to straighten it out. That is going to give you a better corner. So we've sewn the 3 sections, and now I'm going to clip the point. Just disregard that I went over the edge. I shouldn't have done that. I'm just going to clip here, which doesn't matter a ton because we will be cutting that off, but we're going to do it for now. And now we want to press our seams open. Now this one is a little short. I can't fit this wool pressing bar in there. But let's see if I can have it help me out a little bit. Oh, not really. Sometimes it's just awkward to press a seam open. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to flatten this. I'm going to end up pressing a little bit of the fabric I don't want flattened, but we are going to fix that later. Sometimes there's no perfect way, you just have to get creative. And that is also why I'm doing this hardest section first, because we're going to have to fix some of the press marks we're putting in the main part of the fabric that we don't actually want pressed. Okay, so that's open. And now you'll see we have these weird pressings here, but we can fix that right now without messing up that opened seam. Now we can do the same thing to open these 2 seams, but I'm going to show you how to use this wool pressing bar. This is from the Gypsy Quilter. It also has a clapper. And as long as you can fit it inside things with seams, I love it. So we're just going to push it through so that that whole seam is on there. And then I just pull the fabric a little bit to each side. And now I'm going to be able to just press that seam without creasing anything on the sides. Look at that. Awesome. I'm going to flip it around and do the other side. Now this one we won't be able to get all the way to that corner, but we'll see what we can do to fudge that. Let's get as far as we can. Okay. So there's just a little bit, you know what, I'm just going to put it right on there. So now we have pressed out the seams. And again, this is method 1 and this is method 2. For method 1, and remember we're going to do a 3-inch box. We're going to take our fabric and we're going to pull out on both sides. And what we need to do is we need to line this seam line up with this seam line. So you start by just kind of winging it and feeling where your seams are. Then I usually put it down on my mat on a line. And then I just double check, okay, this seam under here is on this line, and that looks like it's on the line. I'm gonna take my ruler just to double check. Okay, so I need to scooch it a teeny bit. Okay. And then we're going to draw a 3-inch line. So it needs to go 1.5 inches to each side, which it's not. So if we look, we're on a solid line. So we need this to be intersecting up here, 1.5 inches from this line. So I'm just going to move it forward a little bit. Method 1 is where you're doing your work after you do your sewing. And then let's check this side. This is our main line. This is 1.5 inches. Okay, so that's perfect. That's our 3 inches. We're going to put the ruler down, draw that line, and then I'm going to pin that so it stays in place when I move it. And then what we're going to do is we are going to sew straight across that line. And then you can either leave this whole thing in here or you can trim 1/4 inch to the outside of that seam for that box bottom. So that's method 1. Now method 2, because we cut out these squares to begin with, I think is so much easier. You're going to take this cutout part, you're going to hold this, you're going to pull that straight out, and you're going to match these seams. Just pretty much just like we did on the other side, but you can actually see the seams. You don't have to be putting it down and spreading things out. So see how I have those seams together, and then these are coming out, and that is making a straight line. I'm going to pin that. So for this one, we're going to sew 1/4 inch from that side to make that corner. So back to the sewing machine, we're going to sew 1/4 inch from what's already cut to make that. And on this one, we're going to sew on the line, and then we're going to cut 1/4 inch from there. Normally, I would use a thread that matches my project better, but I want you to be able to see what I'm doing, so I kept the black. Now you want to keep this seam flat and see how it's sneaking underneath that presser foot. So I'm going to lift the foot because I went too far, and then I just use the edge of my scissors, like the side of my scissors, to hold that down until the foot gets on top of there. Uh-oh. Oh no, look it, I sewed right through the bird. So here's what I should have said before I started that debacle. What happened was, when I put this down, I was so focused on talking that I forgot to make sure I wasn't catching this other side, and it was folded under enough that this poor little bird was in the way and the needle went through it. I'm very lucky that it didn't break the needle. So, okay, we're gonna be more careful. We're gonna start this again. I'm just gonna leave that mistake right there because that's crazy and important to keep your other corners out of the way. So now I have folded it back so it's out of the way, and we're gonna keep going. The show must go on. I don't think I could do that again if I tried. That's crazy. So I'm just going to jump in here real quick and say, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you love easy sewing projects, ideas for sewing and selling, and little sewing tips and tricks like this one, be sure to click that subscribe button and hit the bell so that YouTube lets you know every time I post something new. Okay, back to the tutorial. So now we're back from the sewing machine and the piercing of the poor Riley Blake bird, and we have both sides sewn. So let's just double check. Basically 3 inches, 3 inches on either side, so the corner is going to be the same. This one was pre-cut, so this one I'm just going to take this, put my ruler down 1/4 inch from that stitch line and cut off that point. Now if we turn it right side out, you are no longer going to be able to tell, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to tell, which side was done in which way. You get the same result, it's just a different way of getting there. So we have a 3 inch corner, or 3 inch side, and a 3 inch side. So we have something nice that stands up. Now, if we were working on a project right now, we would make another one the same exact size. We would put it in here so that it would have lining. You wouldn't see any of this nonsense down there. But I just wanted to show you the 2 ways to get that done. I bet you can guess which is my favorite based on how I described them. I prefer cutting out the square before I sew. I think that extra time to just make that cut is a lot easier than having to line up these seams. Actually, I can tell, look, I did not get these seams perfectly lined up. My seam is here, and this one is here. So it was a little bit off when I sewed that together. This one, they're lined up very nicely. So cutting out the square, I believe, is easier and faster than trying to line it up and measure and blah, blah, blah. But both ways work. So that is how that technique is done. It's used a lot in bag making of all sorts and basically anything that you want to stand up. So you can head to my YouTube channel and find lots of projects like that, and there will be more to come. So what do you think? How will you sew box bottoms? So let me know in the comments which method you think you prefer. And be sure to subscribe to my channel and go check out all the videos over there. Lots of different things with these boxy bottoms and otherwise. My name is Tara Reed. I'm a fabric designer with Riley Blake, and I love to teach easy sewing projects, ideas for sewing and selling, and more.